Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. In today's episode, we're covering the disappearance of the billionaire Heiress, mother of two, who went for a jog at 4:30 in the morning in Memphis, Tennessee, and has not been seen since. So we're going to be diving into everything we know up to now. Eliza Fletcher, 34-year-old wife, mother of two, and junior kindergarten teacher. She was snatched near the University of Memphis by an unknown kidnapper in a dark SUV. Less than 24 hours after her disappearance, Memphis cops were seen towing her family car from her home. Investigators were also seen to label a pair of garden shears and a computer as evidence. A large police presence remained at the family home all evening. Local media did report that there was a large presence at Overton Park in Memphis, which is not far from the family home. Eliza, who goes by Liza, lives in her home in the Midtown section of Memphis with her husband of 8 years, Richie Fletcher III, and their two children. Reporter Melanie Moon, she tweeted that Richie had reportedly lawyered up after the abduction of Eliza Fletcher. Surveillance footage captured Fletcher's final moments before being abducted, as well as a grainy image of the car that took her. This is the SUV that cops say abducted Eliza. Eliza, who is a fitness fanatic, she would regularly jog the same route, had her phone hurled to the ground and smashed during this crime. The cops are on the case. The FBI is now on the case. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is on this case. Fletcher, who is 5'6" tall, 137 pounds, and blonde, she is pictured wearing jogging apparel, including colorful shorts and a sports bra, shortly before her abduction. Law enforcement officers were called to the scene at around 7:45 a.m., where they found Fletcher's water bottle and smashed cell phone in front of a home near the scene. Fletcher was approached by an unknown individual and forced into a dark SUV following a brief struggle. She was reported missing a few hours later when she did not return home. It's not clear who reported her missing. Eliza Fletcher, she is the granddaughter to hardware magnate Joseph Orgill III, whose wholesale family business, Orgill Inc, is described as the world's largest independent hardlines distributor with annual sales of $3 billion. The company is privately owned. The company, Orgill Inc, is celebrating 175 years of business. More than 5,500 people are employed by the company. In a tribute article published in the Memphis Commercial Appeal in 2018, when Joe Orgill III passed away, a friend referred to him as being a cross between Bono and Mr. Rogers in hardware circles, an apparent reference to his philanthropic activities and warm demeanor. In announcing the reward money of $50,000 in Fletcher's case, the family said in a brief statement, "We look forward to Eliza's safe return and hope that this award will help police capture those who committed this crime." My question is, a $1 billion family, $50,000 seems like a drop in the bucket for them. I would think they would offer more in the return of her. Fletcher is a pre-kindergarten teacher at St. Mary's Episcopal School, and she and her husband belong to the Second Presbyterian Church in East Memphis. Students at the school were reportedly told through letter on Friday, September 2nd, that a teacher had been kidnapped. In a statement, part of the letter read, "In 2021, a Facebook post on the school's page referred to Fletcher as a person who smiles, brightens every room she enters." It went on, "She is a caring and passionate teacher who is always looking for creative ways to teach to all learners." The post concluded, "She knows each student individually and does whatever she can to excite them for learning. You will always find her celebrating big and small successes in the classroom." She attended Hutchinson School in Memphis, graduating as part of the class of 2006. She is a graduate of Baylor University, graduating with a degree in exercise and sports science. She received her master's in teaching from Belmont University. Prior to working at St. Mary's, Fletcher taught at the Promise Academy in Nashville and was also the school's soccer teacher. She was a seasoned runner who qualified for the Boston Marathon. In 2019, Fletcher finished the St. Jude Marathon at time of 3 hours and 26 minutes and finishing 22nd overall. Law enforcement have not yet disclosed a potential motive or whether they believe Fletcher was abducted by an opportunistic predator or by an individual who had studied the young mom's frequented running route. Fletcher's kidnapping rattled her community. By Saturday morning, a Facebook group called Eliza Fletcher Missing in Memphis, Tennessee had amassed almost 14,000 members. She was taken close to the University of Memphis. A student at the school, Sam Sparrenberg, told WREG, "Me and my buddy were probably one of the first to see the police cars come out, but we had no idea." He added, "I've never heard of anything like it happening. I spent times in colleges. I've been University of Tennessee and the University of Mississippi. I've never heard of anything like this happening." In 2014, Fletcher married Richard Richie James Fletcher III in a lavish magical woodland themed ceremony detailed in Memphis magazine. In 2014, Fletcher married Richard Richie James Fletcher III in a lavish magical woodland themed ceremony detailed in Memphis magazine. The bride is described in the profile as being outdoorsy, athletic, and warm. Richie works at a company named Venture Libre, a business that makes bespoke custom storage solutions for adventure vehicle. According to post on his Instagram page, the family took a lengthy vacation in early August. He has since turned that Instagram page into a private page as of last night about midnight. The senior pastor at the church that they both attended, Pastor George Robertson, described the missing woman as being full of life. Robertson went on, "She and her husband Richie are both very active and great leaders in our congregation. They have 2 little boys who have come up to me every week and give me a hug." He continued by saying, "She and her husband are both just inspirations in the sense of their zest for life and love of running and athletics." Robertson also said that the couple have a deep and profound trust in Christ. He said, "That is Richie's trust right now." Speaking to WREG, a friend of Fletcher's, Hart Robinson, he said, "You don't want to hear that's going on. We want to find her." He also said, "We don't know what's going on, but everybody is desperately looking for her, and the police here are on it. You can see there's a lot of activity. So if you know anything or saw anything early this morning, we just ask that you come forward." In March of 2022, Richie marked the couple's anniversary in an Instagram post in which he wrote, "8 years in the making with this smoking hot babe. Wouldn't want it any other way, even if the stomach bug is running through our family." A year earlier, he wrote on Instagram, "Yesterday marked 7 years married to this beauty." He added, "If you were to ask us at year 3 if we would make it to 7, we probably would have said no. We apparently weren't given the memo that a healthy marriage is not going to come easy. Luckily, we put God, recovery first. We were both willing to believe in each other and asked for help." He continued, "We are so thankful for individual counseling, couples counseling, recovery, and friends. We can honestly say we wouldn't have it any other way." Records show that Richie had multiple arrests for alcohol-related offenses, including public drunkenness and driving under the influence. No suspects have yet been identified, though police have identified the suspect as being male. According to publicly available safety data on the city's website, there have been at least 100 incidents classified as kidnappings that have occurred this year in 2022 alone. As I mentioned earlier, volunteers with the Shelby County Sheriff's Office spent a couple of hours searching a wooded area of Overton Park Friday night, September 2nd, in connection to the disappearance of St. Mary's teacher Eliza Fletcher. The Sheriff's Office, they didn't say what they were looking for, just that they were assisting the Memphis Police Department with an investigation. An MPD spokesperson said they are looking into all tips in the case. This park is about 1.3 miles from Fletcher's home on Carr Avenue. Police said surveillance video shows Fletcher was last seen at Central Avenue and Zach Curlin Street, where she was approached by an unknown person and forced into a dark colored SUV. Now, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said the vehicle that they are looking for was a GMC Terrain. So, Memphis teacher Eliza Fletcher, who everyone calls her Liza, the first thing I want to share is that if you are a female and you go jogging early in the morning, do it with a friend. Do not go out there by yourself. Have some type of preparation to protect yourself in situations like this. And we don't know if it could have been prevented. Personally, I don't know how this billionaire family is only offering $50,000. I feel like if they have a lot more, why not pay a lot more to get this young lady home? Seems like $50,000 is just not that much to a billionaire. So I would think they would do more. Now, personally, I don't think the family has anything to do with this. I just don't know why they don't offer more. Now, the husband lawyering up, if this is true, do you really blame him? We already know the first person they go to is the spouse. The first person they suspect is normally the spouse. You know, and at the beginning, they have to search all avenues. And they always start with the spouse. And with this odd occurrence, I don't blame him for lawyering up if he did, because you're the first person they're going to assume has something to do with this. It's just how it goes. This is just how it goes. And so for him to lawyer up, okay, it kind of makes him look a little shady. But if you follow a lot of this, then you know why he is going to lawyer up so fast. Because he's the first person that they're going to be staring hard at. The flip side of that is he has not made a statement at all since this occurred. Now, granted, this just all occurred in like 24 hours where all of this information starts coming out. And so he probably hasn't even had time to say anything. I don't know if he's talked to the cops. I don't know. We don't really even know for sure if it was him that reported her missing. Should be. If at 7 o'clock your wife's not home from a jog at 4:30 in the morning, I'm going to guess it was him that did call in her missing. So this is a developing story. We will definitely be keeping tabs on this story. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have an amazing day. And my friends, be careful out there. Be alert. Look out for one another. We never know what this crazy world can bring to us. We never know what can go wrong in a matter of minutes. And so be alert, be careful, be safe. I look forward to serving you again. Peace.